Hey folks, this is a sponsored video. Goodbye. 17-hour flight, no food, no water, no films, just safety instructions. Ryanair commented, "We don't fly that far." Is it part of the rules that they have to sit there looking deranged? Like you're not allowed to turn your head either, you just have to be like this the entire flight? Just did this for 12 hours, guys. Hello lovely people, my name is Emma. Welcome back to my channel, and welcome if you are new. I hate to be the one to tell you this, but there's a new trend. Even worse, it's a manly men's trend, prolific on TikTok. This is such a big trend that it's been in the mainstream news, which is why I heard about it. Let's be honest, if this was just on TikTok, I would have no idea. And I'd be happier for it, honestly. So thanks a lot, news. I'm just going to cross my fingers and hope that this doesn't cause me any problems on YouTube, because I'm going to have to say it a few times, I think. Men are raw dogging their flights, their aeroplane flights, and posting about it on TikTok. Now, the first time I heard about this, it was an article popped up for me with a picture of Erling Harding. He's a Norwegian footballer. And it was a picture of him sat on a plane looking straight ahead doing sort of this expression. I'll put a picture up for you, but I'll try and recreate it from memory as well. We can see how accurate it is. Sort of looking like this on his plane, just staring directly ahead. And I saw that under the headline, "Men are raw dogging on flights or their flights," or something to that effect. I thought this was a trend of gay men having unprotected sex on airplanes, in like airplane bathrooms or something. I know that sounds insane now, if you've heard about the story. If you've never heard anything about it, you just see pictures of men like sat like this, like they're plotting and just staring straight ahead on planes under the headline, "Men raw dogging on..." What would you think? You'll be glad to hear this trend doesn't actually relate to unprotected sex on airplanes or anywhere. What raw dogging refers to in this context, why somebody chose that term, who chose it, I don't know. It obviously has caught on, so I suppose well done. It refers to taking a flight without consuming any kind of entertainment. Sitting, staring straight ahead, just the safety instructions is like quite a common phrasing, because people will just stare at whatever is on the back of the seat in front of them. And they'll record their personal best. I just raw dogged a 14-hour flight. I enjoyed this Elle article, "Men are raw dogging flights and God help us." Apparently, according to GQ, a TikToker named Westy started the craze. A clip of him posting about having completed a 7-hour flight watching just the maps went viral in May. And in the caption he asked, "Anyone else bareback flights?" Which I would argue is an even worse choice than raw dogging. He told GQ that it didn't start as some sort of self-control thing. He just travels a lot for work and was tired of watching the same movies. As per this BBC article, which I will share with you down below, increasing numbers of young men, and it is mostly athletic-looking young men, are posting videos of themselves on board, staring at the in-flight map or the safety instructions card, vowing to use the power of the mind to get them through. For these men, the appeal seems to be the opportunity to prove their resilience and self-control. If this madness is giving you a rash, you might want to check out Geologie, today's sponsor. Geologie is a 35-time award-winning skincare brand. They make skin, hair, and body products. They have over 10,000 5-star reviews. Whether you're looking to fight acne, reduce oiliness, whatever your skin concerns, whatever your skincare needs, it's so simple. You do this 60-second diagnostic quiz. You get a personalized skincare routine sent directly to your door. No more faffing about with 500 products with different floofy names like illuminating rose balm, you know, that kind of thing. I don't know what that is. What does that do for my skin? Should I use that instead of something else? I don't know. Geologie sends you your skincare regimen. You get these cute little cards that say exactly what is in your regimen. You can see I have regimen number 20. Also that they're vegan and cruelty-free, very important to me. There's no fads, no fluff, no nonsense. You know how I feel about nonsense. Most importantly for me, as a silly little guy with no habit-forming abilities, you get this nice routine. It says exactly what you do in your morning, in your evening. I've also strategically placed my items, so obviously my face wash is in the bathroom. My morning routine is right here on my desk because this is where I have my breakfast. So I have my Tone Control morning cream, which has SPF, which is always good, because if you want to stay looking young, you'll best have some sun protection. I also have their performance sunscreen, which I use when I'm going out. Wash face in bathroom, come here for breakfast, brightening formula, Tone Control morning cream. And then I keep my nighttime routine by my bed. Wash face in bathroom, then eye cream. As you can see here, this has also got a little number on it, so you don't even need The card, you don't need to remember your routine. You can just pick it up and go, oh, this is number 3, my night cream. So that goes 3rd. Face wash number 1, eye cream number 2, night cream number 3. Easy peasy. Easy as pie, even if you're a silly little guy. I didn't want to put on makeup the other day, but I wanted to show off my Alien jewellery because I was going to see the new Alien film. So I took a picture and I posted it to Instagram with no makeup because I just looked at it and thought, well, my eyebrows look weird, but my skin, I was actually happy with. It's never going to be perfect because life and hormones and whatever, but when I actually take care of my skin properly using this routine, it is so much better. I really highly recommend Geology in general, but especially if you are someone who struggles with routine and like gets overwhelmed by skincare and doesn't know what to do and when. It makes it so easy. Follow my link down below, use code EmmaThorne70 to get yourself 70% off your personalized skincare trial set. That's over $49 of products for just $15. Plus, you can get up to 50% off of add-ons. Do check it out using the link down below. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you to Geology for sponsoring this video. Let's just take a quick look at raw dogging on TikTok and pray that it's just flights that we see. Here's Erling Haaland. Okay, we'll come back to this in a minute once we've watched a few, but take note of no phone, no sleep, no water, no food on a 7-hour flight. Bizarrely, you can see that they seem to have drinks, and he's just refused as some sort of macho move. Unless it's not true, but either way, it's perpetuating the idea. And let's be honest, he looks deranged in that clip. The face he's making is concerning. Oh, this one made me laugh. This is just for fun. About to raw dog this 2-hour flight. No movies, no music. Just the map and flying. Pilot Josh. New raw dog personal record, 17-hour flight, no food, no water, no films, just safety instructions. Ryanair commented, we don't fly that far. Your man who posted this, Charlie Sutherland, replied, away Ryan, man take a joke. It's only a lie until you get caught and then it's a joke. That's not a joke, there's no humour in that. Man was just lying and got caught by the airline. And then everyone who knows the airline. I like that he's laughing at his own expression at the end. It also says no phone, no pods, no water. No water again. 0 in-flight entertainment. How did you film this? Phone. Raw dogging 60-minute flight, Paris to Manchester. The good news is lots of people are taking the piss, at least. Just raw dogged it, 15-hour flight to Melbourne, no music, no movies, just flight map. I counted to 1 million twice. The comments point out, you can't count to 2 million, which is 1 million twice. I can do maths in a 15-hour flight. People point out it's hyperbole, but I don't think this is really a correct use of hyperbole. I think a lot of dudes are just lying about their ability to raw dog flights. And what a thing to lie about. Of all of the challenges to your masculinity, how long you can stare at the back of a plane seat. It's just very bizarre. The comments are so, people are like, window seat doesn't count. If you're filming yourself and taking a picture, it doesn't count. Like, what are these arbitrary rules and why are they so intense? The problem is it's become such a viral trend now that I can't tell who's doing it genuinely and who's taking the piss. New raw dogging personal best, 16-hour flight, no music, no window. This is not a plane that looks like an EasyJet plane. This is not a plane that would do a 16-hour flight. And if it was a 16-hour flight, you would have some in-flight entertainment. Raw dogging a flight over the Atlantic. No food, no entertainment, no music, no toilet, only flight map. Is it part of the rules that they have to sit there looking deranged? Like, you're not allowed to turn your head either, you just have to be like this the entire flight? Just did this for 12 hours, guys. First time completely raw dogging my morning flight. No water, no snacks, no entertainment, seat fully upright. Look at those silly sleepers around me. The power of my mind knows no limits. 7-hour flight, no headphones, no TV, no drink, no toilet, just raw dog the whole way. Why? So, okay, you get the idea. It's more of the same. So obviously, The men doing this challenge have found some benefit to it. They wouldn't do it otherwise, even if for a lot of them the benefit seems to be TikTok clout, proving their masculinity and self-control. It's about self-control and self-reliance. People are finding it a good reflective time to focus on work, think through problems, just to relax, and even if you're not sleeping, you're resting your body and your mind. Some of you might be thinking what I was thinking, which is that a bunch of hypermasculine men have just discovered meditation and think they're onto some hot new thing. But you know, I'm all for accessible mental health solutions and mental well-being. If it takes some stupid hypermasculine TikTok challenge to get some men into meditating and then they find that beneficial, then so be it. Hurrah for them. I often feel much better after like a digital detox. Even if I put away my phone and I'm still like watching a movie or something, I still feel better being away from certain distractions, especially the internet and all of the chaos that brings. So there's gain to be had, especially I think with a shorter flight. I especially love looking out the window, whether it's a plane, a bus, a train, whatever. I love looking out the window and just seeing the world. And then I can watch my silly little stories that I make up in my brain. The problem lies in the guys that are taking the challenge to the extreme of not moving, not even talking to anyone, including the flight attendants, which is just rude. Not eating or drinking, even drinking water and not going to the toilet. Obviously, on long-haul flights, those things are not intelligent. Dr. Jill Jenkins, who is a GP who works as a medical escort in air ambulance work, says they're idiots. And I'm inclined to agree. All the rest of it, apart from the digital detox, she says, is against medical advice. The whole risk of long-haul flying is dehydration. I personally get very sore knees if I'm sat in one position too long. I have to stand up and stretch, otherwise my knees cause me a lot of pain. Even if you're the fittest person in the world, you're gonna need to at least have a stretch of your legs walking to and from the bathroom on like a 12, 17-hour flight. I mean, come on. I struggle on an hour's journey sat in the same position. And of course you need water, you have to hydrate, and if you're going to hydrate, you're going to need to go to the bathroom. We all know, I don't think I have to explain why holding it when there's a bathroom available is bad for your body, right? Not moving for that long puts you at risk of deep vein thrombosis, which dehydration makes worse. Some people who have tried the raw dogging themselves have basically said, nope, that was awful, I hated it. Pretty sure the only thing that took off was my sanity. Not at all as enlightening as people make out. And then a lot of people just doubt the truth of many of these claims. The thing about detoxing digitally and resting and meditating and thinking through your problems and maybe thinking about work stuff, doing all of this stuff in your head, it sounds delightful for like a couple of hours. If you actually think through what that would be like for 7 hours or so without any break. Here's an Independent article where a chap, Mike Bedigan, tried the trend. He looks thrilled. Why does this feel like the latest iteration of toxic masculinity, hidden once again behind the facade of a mental or physical discipline and benefit? That's the spicy take that I'm kind of feeling. One man interviewed about the trend for GQ said it was about pleasure. I don't think men have the same treat culture that women do, which is frankly a shame. I'm inclined to agree with that. You gotta treat yourself now and then. You gotta give yourself a little treat. A long flight for women is the perfect venue to organise an entire itinerary of treats. And I do think men tend to be more stoic and weird about the spaces in which they allow themselves to receive pleasure. Mike says that watching a movie he doesn't want to pay to see in cinemas under a blanket with a free gin and tonic and a tiny snack sounds like an awesome treat to him. At 8:15 a.m. on Wednesday, I boarded my flight at Los Angeles International Airport, determined to give the trend a go. After approximately 0 minutes, the nice man sitting next to me saw me fiddling with my phone and thought I was struggling to connect to the Wi-Fi. He was visibly unsettled when I told him that I was trying to raw dog the flight, until I explained what it meant. My father-in-law does that, he said. He went to South Africa from California one time and just looked straight ahead the whole time. He's a strange man, he added, before going back to watching Dune Part 2 on his iPad. I envied him. As well as doing away with visual stimulation, hardcore disciples of the raw flight movement will not eat snacks or drink during flights. In my mind, this doesn't count as entertainment because it is sustenance, as long as I abstain from reading the wrapper of my mango fruit bar. Honestly, if you're reduced to reading a rapper, a food rapper? Like, maybe you're not having a good time raw dogging, you know? Inevitably, such a male-dominated trend has already turned into a competition, with doggers, please come up with a different name for it, posting online about their personal bests, i.e. time spent airborne with no stimulation. One person claimed to have abided by the self-imposed rules for 20 hours while travelling from Bali to London. Back in reality, after exactly 4 hours and 39 minutes in the air, we finally touched down in New York. I was incredibly relieved as I reached for my headphones. At its best, raw dogging a flight is a demonstration of true mental fortitude and Spartan endurance. At worst, it's yet another weird and grossly titled male obsession with self-control, hidden behind the facade of mental or physical discipline. If you want to spend 5+ hours in the air doing nothing except watching the animated flight tracker map, be my guest. But don't pretend it has any sort of deep mental, spiritual, or physical benefit. Having a cheeky gin and tonic and watching Dune Part 2 on an iPad is one of the best things about air travel. Why not live a little? So clearly, it's not for everyone. There's some men who are just using this as an opportunity to, decry their mental fortitude. I am so strong of will and strong of body and mind, that I can, last this many hours without doing anything, without any kind of stimulation. Some of them are genuinely finding an opportunity to unwind, meditate, etc. You don't have to do that for the whole flight. If you want to make yourself kind of detox digitally from the world and just look out the window, look at a map or something for a little bit, then you can do that for an hour and then have a snack and a drink and read a book. There's no benefit. Zero, to raw dogging an entire flight. And taken to its extreme, and with all of these personal best challenges, it becomes dangerous. It becomes a health risk, like so many of these weird manly man, I am the manliest man challenges, whatever. Good news for those of us who aren't frequently on planes, on long-haul flights. Somebody has made a simulation, a browser-based simulation game where you can try raw dogging for yourself. Raw dogging a flight in this, it's not, you know what I'm talking about. How can I fairly comment on the thing without trying it myself? This is motherfuckery raw dog simulator. Look at our pilot, it's beautiful. Sit back and endure the flight. I do love a bit of cheeky satire. The How It Works page redirects to raw dogging videos, raw dogging flight videos on TikTok. A number of people have lasted 18 hours and 40 minutes, according to this high score table. I hope that's not true. I enjoy this deluxe edition art they've made. This is very fun. I adore that somebody made this for free just as a piss take of this trend. So I guess we're going from New York to Singapore. One passenger today, yeah. Dame Emma Thorne. I enjoy that it lets you sign up with your information. Estimated journey time, 18 hours, 40 minutes. Obviously, I'm not going to do this for 18 hours, 40 minutes. Okay, we have one available seat, which we will book. Protect yourself against the unexpected with Raw Dog travel insurance. Loss of aura. Tweaking. Battle pass. No thanks, I'm okay. Dame Emma Thorne, seat 25D, in-flight entertainment package none, economy class. Very well, let's depart.
This is your captain speaking. Welcome on board this Raw Dog Airlines flight RD69 service from JFK to Singapore.
Oh my god.
Our flight time today is approximately 18 hours and 40 minutes.
Oh my
god. Please ensure your seat is in the upright position and that all phones, laptops, and sources of dopamine are safely stowed away. We kindly remind you that looking away from our flight map is strictly prohibited on this service. Failure to do so will result in being removed from the aircraft. So, buckle up,
but all these other people
and endure the flight.
The other people are looking away, ready to raw dog the longest flight in the world. No phone, no movie, no dopamine. If you look away for more than 5 seconds, your mind is weak and you will be removed from the flight. Oh shit, it actually uses your webcam? Are you serious? I had to fail just so that I could get the eye tracker working with my recording software. Okay, here we go. This is the one. Could you wear a VR headset on a plane? Because that's the future of in-flight entertainment if you could. Okay, here we go. I'm ready. Here we go, 18 hours, 39 minutes. And you'll notice if I look away, I get bullied by the game to get back to raw dogging. Man, I guess this really runs for 18 hours and 40 minutes, huh? Look at all these places in New York. Hackensack? What a great place name. Yonkers? You know what? If it stays like this, got all the entertainment I need. West and East Orange. Mount Pleasant, I've heard of that. I should be trying to do it like the guys do in the TikToks. I should be in the position with the expression. I think that'll make it easier. Forgot to breathe. Oh, Ringwood. There's a Ringwood in the UK. Garfield. As long as we keep looking at place names over the US, I think I'll be okay. It's when we get over the ocean that I think I'll have a problem. I'm just picking up my coffee, I'm sorry. I looked at the corner of the map and it was upset. I'm just gonna stare down Tuxedo for a minute. God, will that person stop fucking sneezing? Blow your nose. Cornwall? There's a Cornwall? In America? I bet they don't do pasties like we do. Okay, I officially can't tolerate anymore. I give up. I'm looking over here. I'm enjoying it. I love this bit of wall. Weak! I'm putting on an action movie. Here we go. It's my favourite Shutterstock film. Your mind is weak. I hang my head in shame. And you know what? I don't care. I could do that on a flight. If I had to, I could do that for like an hour, I reckon. I mean, there's times when I've forgotten my headphones and I've been traveling. You know, like, it happens, or something's run out of battery, you know? You can deal. Your mind can make up some fun little stories. You can get distracted on an anxiety train, imagining future conversations you're going to have and events you're going to go to and running through all the worst possible scenarios for a couple of hours. You can do that. If there's a food service on the transport mode that I'm on, I'm using it. If not, I've brought my own snackies, I've brought a book, I'll have a little game console, I'm going to be playing Ooblets on my Switch, you know? Like, there's no way that people are genuinely getting satisfaction out of this challenge for like a 7-hour flight. For like 5 hours plus. Even less than that. I can't imagine it. Nobody can enjoy pure meditation for like 5 hours. The reason this is a challenge and it's like test your mental fortitude is because it's hard, because it sucks. And I hope that the people that are claiming to do this, they're claiming to not even stand up, to not even drink water or use the bathroom. I hope that they're lying. I hope that they're lying for clicks, because the alternative is very worrying medically. Luckily, I think most people know how stupid it is not to like drink water or stand up or move any part of your body for all those hours. I don't think I need to do a big PSA about why that's bad. I think most people understand that. It's just another bizarre, like I agree with Mike, it's just another bizarre sort of like toxic masculinity thing where, you know, enough people, again, part of the problem I think is that you can't tell who's being facetious and who's being genuine. Enough people have claimed that this is a symbol of masculinity and mental fortitude that it's become a trend. And it's dumb. Watch Dune Part 2 and have a little gin and a snack. Don't do it, but you're not going to, because you're not an idiot. Let me know your thoughts. Do you think, here's my big question, right? Do you think this is a real trend? Or do you think a couple of people talked about flying without entertainment? Maybe they exaggerated slightly and it caught on, but nobody's really doing it. I saw enough debunked raw dog flights, just briefly looking them up on TikTok, that I have this strong suspicion that maybe not many of them, if any, are actually genuinely doing it. And why would you? Like I say, I think that's better. In this case, lying is better than being a fucking moron and damaging your body and your mind. But yeah, let me know what you think. Is this even real? I'm gonna have to look at my comment settings because I have a feeling that YouTube might restrict comments that use the word raw dogging. So maybe try not to use the term in your comments, but I'll see what I can do. This is so stupid. This is a bit of stupid news. Just to lighten the mood bit. Let me know your thoughts. Like this video if you liked it. What's your personal best on Raw Dog Airlines? Mine is 3 minutes. Remember to subscribe if you haven't already. Check out some of my other videos. Share this with a friend. If you like gaming content or you just enjoy hearing my silly voice, you should follow me at Little Duck Gaming. I will not be doing a playthrough of Raw Dog Simulator, amusing as it might be. Just watching me sort of sit in my chair and lose my mind for half an hour. I won't be doing that. I play games where things happen. I'm also live on Twitch a couple of times a week. At the moment, I am rejigging my schedule over there because I have some lessons coming up and I've started rehearsals for a Christmas panto of The Wizard of Oz, in which I will be playing The Wizard of Oz. So that's fun. But yeah, I'll be rejigging the schedule. Saturdays should continue. I can't do Thursday evenings at the moment, so I'm thinking of moving my Monday daytime stream to Monday evening and doing 2 times a week, but I'll figure it out and you can check out my schedule over on Twitch. Check out Emma Thorne Backstage for behind the scenes videos, vlogs, catch-ups, unboxing my PO Box mail, stuff like that. If you would like to support this channel, you can become a channel member right here, right now, or later or never, I don't really mind. You get a cute little duck next to your name, you get comment priority, and some nifty little emotes. If you're interested in trying geology, do check it out using my link down below. That helps me and this channel out a lot. The best way to support this channel is via the Patreon. Check it out at patreon.com/EmmaThorneVideos. If you do want to hear about musical stuff, about panto stuff, that's where that will be. With that, I must give a big old shout out and a thank you to my giant chickens and colossal quackers over on Patreon. Especially Conla. God damn it, Conla. Most importantly, have yourselves a very lovely week. Please move your limbs and drink some water. For the love of God, go to the bathroom. And I will see you very soon.